By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish, may I join always with the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering, may the fear-struck be free from fear, may the grieving be free from grief, so too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, friends, it is time for you to ask me questions. Our friend Veronique or Chaturi will read the question for me. Then I can hear them clearly.
Okay, Bhante, we have one question so far. Bhante, could you please provide some examples and guidance on how to destroy karma with karma? Thank you.
How to destroy karma with karma, right?
Yes.
That's a good question. Karma is called thinking, thought. Buddha said, Chetana bhikkhave kammang vadami ma, because I say thought is karma. Thought is karma. There are 6 kinds of thoughts that make karma. 6 kinds. They are sometimes called sankappa, sometimes called vitakka. And all together we call them chetana, thought. They are divided into 2, wholesome and unwholesome. 3 unwholesome thought, 3 wholesome thought. 3 unwholesome thoughts: greed, kama vitakka, kama tanha, kama thinking of sensual pleasures. When we think of sensual pleasures, what underlies that is desire, greed, lobha. Then thought of hatred, vyapada vitakka or vyapada sankappa, thought of hatred, anger. And greed, there are many names, and hatred, there are many names. We just take only 3 basic words. Then the last is thought of cruelty, hingsa vitakka, hingsa sankappa, thought of hurting. Now, thought of greed, thought of hatred, thought of hurting, anger. These are unwholesome thoughts. Unwholesome thoughts. Then, other 3 are wholesome thoughts. What are the wholesome thoughts? Renunciation, letting go, nekkhamma sankappa or nekkhamma vitakka. Thought of letting go. We call sometimes generosity, sometimes renunciation, and there are many names. Thought of letting go. And the second is thought of metta, loving friendliness. Avyapada sankappa in Pali. Avyapada vitakka, avyapada sankappa. Thought of loving friendliness or metta thought. Then the last is thought of non-cruelty, avihingsa sankalpa, thought of compassion. Thought of compassion is called avihingsa sankalpa. So we have on wholesome side, thought of letting go, thought of metta, thought of compassion. On unwholesome side, we have thought of greed, thought of hatred, thought of cruelty. Vyapada, craving, kama, vitakka, vyapada, vitakka, vihingsa, vitakka. Now, both are kamas. Wholesome, three wholesome thoughts commit wholesome kamas. Unwholesome thought commits unwholesome kamas. When we do something with unwholesome state of mind, suffering follows us. When we do with wholesome state of mind, happiness follows us. Now, if we understand wholesomeness is always painful. Wholesomeness is painful. Unwholesome is always painful. Unwholesome karma brings pain, suffering, sorrow, lamentation. So understanding that wise individual commit wholesome karmas, not to have pain, suffering, sorrow, and so on. That's what we do when we meditate. We cultivate wholesome thoughts through meditation. Now, unwholesome thought causes us to be born in wrong place, painful place, after death. Or unwholesome thoughts cause us pain and suffering in this very life. Always that is the rule. Wholesome thoughts, words, deeds causes us to take rebirth in a wholesome place, happy place, prosperous place, with intelligence, and so forth. Good friendship, good relatives, good location, and all this happened because of wholesome thoughts. Now, knowing unwholesome thought brings suffering, we cultivate wholesome thoughts. Unwholesome thoughts are karmas, and wholesome thoughts are therefore karmas as well. Then what shall we do? In order to, because if we commit wholesome thoughts, life after life we commit wholesome thoughts, this life wholesome thought, next life thought, wholesome thought, next life wholesome thought. We keep on committing wholesome thoughts over and over and over. The more we commit wholesome thought, we will stay in samsara, enjoying samsaric life. Joy, pleasure, happiness, wealth, friends, and all this. Now there is no escape. If we commit unwholesome thought, we will suffer life after life, and even with this life. When we commit wholesome thought, we will have wholesome existence again and again and again and again. No end. Now here we have two things. Under wholesome thought there is a desire. Why we want to enjoy more and more in samsara. More you enjoy, more desire we increase. Although we don't, our thought is good, intention is good, but when we enjoy the results of the intention, good thoughts, we like it. That's why we commit it again and again. We like it. Whatever we like, we do it again and again. So, let alone unwholesome, we have to talk, don't think even think about unwholesome. So wholesome, also perpetuate our life. And therefore, we have to develop our wisdom. When we develop our wisdom, we see wholesome thought is pleasure, enjoyment, and there is a desire. We develop wisdom to see this wholesomeness, whatever wholesomeness in samsara, is impermanent. Whatever impermanent is unsatisfactory. Whatever impermanent, unsatisfactory is without self. And we don't see this normally. When we meditate, develop our mindfulness, gain deep concentration, as I mentioned earlier, with one-pointedness of state of mind, in one-pointedness of mind, we can see impermanence very clearly. Whether it is pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, everything is impermanent. When we see impermanence, then we will be disenchanted with this pleasure. Disenchanted with this pleasure. And develop our equanimity. And we see everything with the equanimous state of mind. Even in the equanimity, there can be certain amount of my, mine, I. We may call my equanimity. So even equanimity should be free, liberated from the notion of I, my, mine. That is called in Pali atammayata. Equanimity without my, mine, I, and so forth. When we say this, no more karma do we commit. And we want to see liberation. Whenever there is anything, that has this nature of rising, altering, and passing away. Rising, altering, and passing away. Anything, thing means thing. Anything, material or mental. Materiality and mentality. When there is something, this rising, falling, and altering in between takes place, happening all the time. When we can see falling without rising again, that is called anupada nirodha. Upada nirodha, anupada nirodha. Upada nirodha means rising and then falling. Anupada nirodha means rising and falling, never to rise again. Anupada nirodha means ceasing, cessation, without having any arising again. And that time, our karma cease. We don't commit karma. Because the root of committing karma is totally eliminated. Until the root of committing wholesome or unwholesome karma is there, we commit karma. So, eliminating karma by committing karma is like that. Now, letting go of everything is a karma. What karma? Karma kaya karma. The karma that destroys the possibility of committing karma, destroys the potential of committing karma, destroying the root or seed of committing karma. For that we need wisdom, That's called vidya, and that we can acquire that state by following the dependent origination, the Noble Eightfold Path. These are the methods Buddha has taught us to eliminate our karma. That is karma, eliminating karma. Okay. I think that's a good question. I took about 15 minutes to answer that question.